All right, it's time now for our weekend health roundup. ABC News medical unit producer Sony Salzman is here to talk about the headlines impacting everyday Americans. Now, Sony, nice to meet you. People obviously seem to love alcoholic seltzer, but nobody wants to actually drink one by accident, right? So the FDA is warning about one brand, High Noon, which has accidentally sold some alcoholic beverages disguised as energy drinks. So what more do we know about this?
Yes, I mean, talk about being overserved here. So High Noon, as you pointed out, it's a very popular vodka hard seltzer, right? What the company issued a recall because what they found is that accidentally they put some of this product but packaged as a Celsius energy drink. So, you know, I think that these drinks were all distributed in late July. They went out to several states. I'll look at my list here. It's Florida, New York, Ohio, South Carolina, Virginia, and Wisconsin. Now, you know, the company says thankfully there have been no illnesses or injuries that have been reported associated with this recall, but they are still trying to get the word out because, just to point out the obvious, like, I mean, it is really bad news if you think you're going for an energy drink, maybe as a pick-me-up during work, and you are actually drinking vodka, right? Potentially dangerous, much less inconvenient. So, I mean, here's what you can do at home. If you live in one of those states, you can check the lot number. This is kind of like a serial number. It's on the packaging. You know, you should be able to Google it and find it pretty easily. Call the company, email the company. You will get a refund, and they say throw those products away.
Yeah, that's the mistake that nobody wants to make.
Absolutely.
At all. Now, there's a new federal study from the Health and Human Services that they found a major increase in people using marijuana, including the shocking fact that 7% of people 12 and up, they actually meet the criteria for what's called marijuana use disorder. Now, at the same time, the use of alcohol is going down. So what's happening with these trends right now?
Well, I mean, as you said, major federal report from the Department of Health and Human Services. The headline here is that people are drinking less and they're using marijuana more. Now, I mean, this has been a trend that, you know, I think we've probably talked about anecdotally in popular culture. This is called California sober. You know, so I don't know if you've heard of that term, but what's underlying this trend is legalization of marijuana in many states. It's easier to get. And then at the same time, there's this growing body of data showing that alcohol is maybe worse for us than we thought. You know, it's a growing understanding that it's a known carcinogen. So, I mean, what does this mean for the nation's health? Big picture here, alcohol is addictive. Marijuana isn't as addictive in the same way. It doesn't work on the same pathways, but you can develop a dependence, a feeling that you can't stop and you want to. And as you said, this shocking number, 21 million Americans now are having substance use disorder associated with marijuana. So, I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag what this report is saying here,
Right.
but one very positive takeaway, which I want to leave you with,
Please.
is that you know, when we talk about overdose deaths, which for years have been driven by fentanyl, those continued to decline. So those deaths are still going down from a peak in 2023, and that's a trend that we definitely want to see.
Okay, but still shocking, 12 and up. Marijuana use disorder. That's just a number I haven't heard recently.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, there is something else I want to talk about, a potentially dangerous substance. It's sold at gas stations, convenience stores all over the country. I just heard about this. It's called 7-OH, and this week the FDA and the DEA said that they're going to make major action to actually step up their enforcement of this substance. So please talk to me, tell me, what is 7-OH and what is the government trying to do to actually stop it?
Well, you are not alone. The FDA and the Drug Enforcement Agency, they came out this week saying they're going to take major action because not a lot of people have heard of 7-OH. In fact, many doctors are seeing patients and they've never heard of it, right? So what is 7-OH? I mean, before I get into it, I really have to describe to you what kratom is. Kratom, I don't know if you've seen it. I feel like every gas station I walk into, every bodega is selling kratom. It's an opioid-like product. It's made from a plant, and it's much milder. It does produce a mild euphoric effect. Now, 7H is a distilled version of that. So it's much more potent, it's much more dangerous. And the problem here is that 7-OH is being added to kratom products. So people might be going into a bodega, they might be thinking they're buying this milder product, and they're actually getting this more potent kind of distilled version. FDA and DEA, they say for now they're not going after kratom. They're going to continue to let that be sold, but they really want to go after 7-OH. And so the first step in going after it is you have to schedule it, make it an illegal substance. So that's what they say they're going to do, make it illegal so they can crack down.
Wow, it seems like there's just something new coming out every single week.
Absolutely.
All right, Sony Salzman, thank you for this information and thank you for your reporting.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Always. Please come back.